I got to do the voice to warm
Are
up.
we good?
Yep.
Wow. Yeah.
Yes.
We're live?
Yes.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another week of Dungeons and Dragons. We have got a big session for us today. I've got my Dragon Stout, and
I've got
today we're going to be
tequila.
rolling on Moby Dick backwards. So big things are ahead, and I've already rolled our luck. Excited to see how that plays out. As you may remember, our intrepid adventurers spent the majority of the last session at the Grim Journeyman Tavern. I believe Blake Sunny was paid a dividend by Topi Daly for the investment that she made previously, and her stock option has gone up, which is good. You listened to the open mic. Among the performers was my old band Park Ride, which is a thing they played. It went okay, but really the host, the Snake Woman, was the most solid performer. Also had some family drama, courtesy of Niles Blagovich and Edward Blagovich, who is sort of in a strange self-imposed estrangement from Russo. Ever since something happened with her mother. Anne, I believe is her name.
Anna. Yeah, Anna.
Anna, yeah.
Yeah, either way.
And all the while, one pocket has been creating a family tree for a romance novel shipping the patriarch of the Sunny Manor, or no, it's the matriarch of the Sunny Manor, and Dmitry Blagovich.
I've gotten so invested in this, I don't know who the main characters are yet, and I don't know who the main ship at the end of the book is going to be. It could go anywhere.
Yeah, it's like a Pride and Prejudice in the making. And Russo has, in the meanwhile, also met with her uncle and organized a meeting with a representative from the Sunny family, one Astrid Sunny, who is in her usual day-to-day life and monster hunter on the Prime. One Dragul is going to be sitting at the table. Perhaps Russo or Dimitri himself representing the Sauerbrook family. Darren the Baron Bloodborne.
Have we met this guy yet?
You haven't met Darren yet.
A lot of hype.
There's a lot of build up for Darren.
And representatives from the Vistani.
Oh, and Dragul?
Dragul, yes, I did say Dragul.
Okay. We
Okay.
do love Dragul.
But at the end of the session, you were able to make it to the court and met by none other than the keeper of the court himself, one Jeremo the Natterer, who introduces themselves as such and bows gracefully, and says, "Yes, usually I would send someone, but I wanted to meet all of you adventurers myself. Welcome to the ladies' court, the court of pain, and I am the ladies' jester." And you can see that they are riddled with treasure, trinkets, bags, and there appears to be a horn hanging off of their helm. They have, or off of the side of their waist on a utility belt. They have a helm, sort of slung over their shoulders, and are currently wearing a jester's cap and a jester's outfit. But they also have like multiple necklaces, several rings, different pouches and things attached to their belts. They're bedecked with what look like magical items and equipment.
Chock-a-block.
Mm-hmm. Pleased to meet you, Mr. Jester.
Got a lot of shiny
The
stuff.
pleasure is mine.
How'd you get all that shiny stuff?
And Jeremo says, well, sycophants mostly come to the court and assume that it'll give them favorable cause to give me things. I just provide the space. Come inside. I could sit here. And they lead you inside to a very, very large courtyard space where the wall ends. And there are several twisted pathways, and along the open spaces in these pathways are several large trees. But for the most part, what you see are petrified creatures of all various sorts, everything from giant octopi to humanoids, goblin folk, what look like adventurers in combat, what look like frozen. If you know what dinosaurs are, your characters may or may not
Yeah, I
know
do.
what
I'm
dinosaurs are.
Pretty smart. Dinosaurs. Pretty cool. Like big
You get to
lizards.
decide how intelligent and well versed you are in the various monsters of the
20.
plains, but some will be familiar to you and some you will not have seen. They're frozen mind flayers, etc., etc.
I've seen some pretty cool memories in the Synthorium of these feathery lizard bucks.
Yeah, you see a petrified Medusa as you're walking along the main path.
Ha! That's ironic.
And Jeremo says, "Yes, we also keep this one of the largest statue collections of discarded and petrified adventurers in the plains."
No, that's macabre, but interesting.
Yeah.
It's really to provide the psychic horror if anyone ever tries to escape out of the palace that isn't authorized for one reason. The outside it's very secure, but
And you
this
said
part
people just
is
give
very...
you magic items?
Oh yes. Typically, I mean, the kind of people that give me magic items is a little bit. They say that I'm barmy, but oh my goodness, some of the people that come into the court, you all seem actually pretty fair and well coordinated and looking after yourselves. And even you, Blake Sonny, if given all the rumors, I figured you might be a bit more disheveled and not put together.
Just take the backhanded compliment, Blake.
Yeah, at least I shower.
You do know that there are an abundance of rumors about whatever you've been up to traveling through the plains and substances of cosmic importance. And please tell me everything.
I don't know if I know everything.
Yeah, so, oh my god, yeah, we had that Quicksilver. Crone asked for it, and we lost it.
Quicksilver.
That skeleton key goop you told me about. I heard about that stuff.
Did you watch the Judge Judy about it? The People's Court?
I don't watch those transmissions. The sending broadcast. No.
It was my episode. I talked all about it. It's really cool. I'd love to catch you up sometime.
You told the People's Court about this magical substance?
I told him that Crone was trying to use it, or trying to look for it.
Look, the information was already out there. I mean, the information was going to get out eventually.
Crone, Nag Hazal, yes.
Yeah, Nag Hazal. Real,
And, he says, Nag Hazal gave me this horn. And he points to a black horn at his side. You can see that it has an obsidian tip, and there appears to be it almost looks like a razor wire carved around the outside of it.
That's not my horn, is it?
No, it doesn't look anything like your horn.
Oh, thank God. What did I do with that horn?
Maybe we should give this guy a horn.
Do I still have it?
You still have that horn.
I still have it. I let Blake use it sometimes, yeah. But I hold on to it. I hold on to it, though.
Yeah, well, I'd like to hear more about these statues. Do you buy them all in? Were any of them petrified here? Tell me more about the defenses in this place.
Yeah, if we have time for this tour, absolutely. This is pretty cool stuff here,
and
actually.
Yeah, it's a very long path between where the end of the walls for the section that you were brought in and the compound itself, it's almost the entire distance of the market ward. So you have to kind of step through, and this conversation is happening while that is
walk and talk.
going on. Yeah, Aaron Sorkin style. And Jeremo points out, and he says, well, you can see those turrets are magically reinforced with magic missile, pretty high-level magic missile scrolls. There are also just blank walls of forces and the outsides of the walls, which make, your regular travel essentially impossible. Teleportation spells from inside this area don't typically work. Their wards and the network across which these wards are built would take days, more than enough time for my bounty hunters to make quick work of anyone before they actually make it out of the compound. We actually haven't. If anyone has escaped, it wasn't through this way. If they made it out of the compound, we basically only found bodies. I'm not sure if there was anyone who was turned to stone who was here who wasn't stone before, or who didn't have the capacity, like a cockatrice who saw themselves in the reflection. Where is
thank
that
you.
cockatrice?
I certainly feel much safer, especially with the sunnies here.
Shut up! Oh my god!
Yes,
Go
Oh,
take the
shut
shot,
Blake.
Your sensibility for etiquette is very much becoming, given the time that you've arrived. But I would have you know that most of your associates and all of those who are formerly involved in the meeting are already here. And there are probably some who are here who you may not necessarily have expected, like your boss, Blake Sonny, Toby Daly, made an appearance in the Jester's Court. And it's wonderful to have someone more foolish than me.
Harry, Toby's a good businessman, okay? Leave him alone. You can be mean to me, but lay off the Tobes.
Yes, but you all are so eclectic, and I must say that I have tried the pastries from Paltry's Pastry Shop Pocket, and they are exquisite.
I know.
You just work for a real artisan of the craft.
I've
been to baked goods shops and little mom and pops, and I always wear these fancy disguises, and he pulls out a disguise kit. Whenever I leave the compound, and most of the time I'm a simulacrum of myself from one
what's their
way
pen
or
name?
Another.
What's their pen name? I instantly recognize them.
Yeah, their pin name is Major J.
Major J?
Yeah.
What the fuck was wrong with you said you love our stuff. What was up with the write-up?
And they say it's not my will for the editorial section of the Sigil Times, but it's the will of the lady.
We had Betazau and Tanri warring on our doorstep for months. We don't have to get into it now.
Jeremo snickers, and they lead you closer and closer to the compound.
That's how we know he's evil. He leaves mean reviews for Pocket Space.
It was a great review. It was a good review. It just had implications.
There were implications.
Devils and demons were not happy about it. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, it definitely stirred the pot.
Blake's going to take a note. Like, I gotta read that review. That sounds great. Like,
yeah, I mean, it was given an award for critical essaying.
It was a fucking great goddamn piece of writing.
Yeah, it was. It was very in depth. It was like 12 pages.
This Jester's really got something going, you know.
And they say, well, it's unfortunate that most people will think of me as a social climber with a funny voice and this ridiculous outfit rather than a craftsperson of the highest art.
Yes.
Oh,
A
buddy.
reviewer
I feel that.
But it's good to have the subjects and conspirators and co-collaborators, and there must be something that you can tell me about your travels through the plains and what this substance was. I long to know. The information is very important to me, and I may be able to make it worth your while.
Hmm.
Are you like the? Sorry, are you like the head adjudicator in this meeting that's going to be happening?
Adjudicator? No, I'm more like the
Host?
facilitator.
You're an MC.
I'm a well, my MC name is
Oh, no.
Ground Control.
MC ground control. That's okay.
To Major Tom, I get it.
Mm.
I think Blake will tell him about the Blades people. I can't remember who they
Oh.
Bladelings.
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 Those guys were really
Yeah.
interesting.
And their fake and their like flake kind of Quicksilver. Like specifically like just kind of like focusing on that. Like just being like, yeah, they all turned to stone after like they got freed from like, you know, their area. It was really sad. I don't know if that killed them, but to see an entire group like I don't know. I think that was all of them. To see an entire species like that just petrified, like, man.
You say
You know?
in their area. What is the domain of these forgotten?
I,
creatures?
the player, do not remember. Do I have to roll?
That was the place that I confused for the Jester's Court last time, I think.
That was yes. Go ahead and make an intelligence check because it was very traumatic. It was
Yeah.
the ladies' court.
God.
That wasn't like the
Please
first
roll.
place we went to, but it was a little bit after that.
Okay, I got an 8. Ignore the 14. That was a lag roll.
Okay. You don't know. You remember that
Yeah.
it was in some interplanar space.
Does Copernicus remember?
Let me check.
Do I
Copernicus.
remember?
I don't think you were there, or were you?
You weren't
I
there.
was.
No.
So,
You were there for the Bladelings?
Yeah.
oh.
Also, should we be telling him about this? Because they worship the lady.
Yeah. I mean,
Which is like
regardless,
rule
I hate
number
to say it,
one.
they're kind of dead.
That is, I'm remembering stuff. Pocket wasn't there, though.
Yeah. Yeah, because that was when Bast had his, like, dream and he was tortured by
About the
her.
lady. Yeah.
Copernicus doesn't remember. He saw her directly and is probably suppressed it the most intensely among the group of you.
I think like we didn't get a hard confirmation on where it was, other than like Bast, who was immediately like, "We got to get out of here." So Blake's
Can
knowledge,
I
it was just-
check?
Yeah, Ruzo was there.
Yes,
What was
Rizzo,
it?
you were there.
Yeah, go ahead.
What
It's an
kind of role would it
intelligence
be?
history check.
Okay, so one of the two. I got 9.
God damn.
You don't know. You think that
Yeah.
it might have been a maze or some kind of demi-plane.
That's so funny, like that that specific memory is being hazed by our luck.
Yeah.
Well, I think were we not like hypnotized or something afterwards by some kind of wizard or something? I don't know. I might be misremembering. That might be something
You did meet
later.
a mysterious wizard afterwards, didn't you?
He was
Yeah.
lovely though.
And then
met
we-
one
then
of
we
your
were really
player
angry at
characters
each other.
afterwards, right? We met
Yeah.
Was it Jingo? Or was it
Oh my god, it was. I
It-
think
you did
Jingo
meet-
did show up.
it wasn't
Jingo
Well,
Jingo.
was
no,
there.
we
But
met
it
a
wasn't
wizard.
Jingo, it was a
I
wizard.
think it began with
He had gray
A.
robes. Sturjax? I don't remember.
It was one of your player
No.
characters.
Really?
The gnome guy.
thought it
The one
No.
No. It wasn't a gnome, I don't think.
We were in some sort of tower and we stayed there for a couple of weeks training. And I think that was when Theodis found that book on the god.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But I just remember being really angry at Blake.
Why?
because I hated you because you were a monster hunter.
Because I
We had
hate
been under some we were under
I
some
mean-
kind of like mind control or something. I'm just really
Oh,
angry.
I remember. Yeah. Oh, I remember
Yeah.
that bit. We were like really passive
And
aggressive.
Copernicus
That was
thought he was a god.
Copernicus was right.
Wow, yeah, Copernicus turned out to be right.
Okay, we got lost. We got lost in the sauce. Is this walk and talk still happening?
Jeremo is just engrossed while this is happening. Yes, fascinating adventures. He
The walk and
says-
talk stopped. It just turned into a talk.
Yeah, and the massive Jester's Court is there in front of you.
What are we
you
here
can
for again? Why are we here? I keep forgetting why we're here because I don't think it affects me one way or the other, honestly.
There's a meeting that has been set in place. So the purpose of the Jester's Court in the city is to host high-level dignitaries, factions, persons in the city, noble families, to have negotiations and talks that couldn't be had otherwise in a safe, neutral space.
Okay.
That space is the Jester's Court. And the conversation that's happening is going to be between the Sunny family. Blake's mom has been given a contract by Strahd von Sarovich to kill Ruzo's uncle, Dmitry Blagovich, and they're trying to find some common ground and
Right.
some amicable agreement.
Right. I've got popcorn.
And the notepad.
Yeah.
So
oh,
the
yeah.
building itself is multi-tiered. There are enormous protruding blades, and what appear to be different balconies in different places. It's a square-ish and very imposing compound, and it's the first thing that you see from the outskirts is what appears to be on the right-hand side, there's like an alcove with what looks like a statue with a humanoid figure covered in arrows. And it's set out in particular from the other statues in the garden. It's not made out of simple petrified stone. It looks like it's made out of some kind of carved marble. And you can see that there are stairs that lead up, and it's at least 3 or 4 stories that you would have to climb in order to make it to the entryway of the court building itself. At least the most obvious entrance that all of you can see. And Jeremo says, yes, well, that's one of the most riveting conversations that I've had here in a minute. And your interest, I think that I've actually heard and know a thing about the bladelings that may exist. And so before our meeting, while we walk through the hallway corridors, I'll see if we can find ourselves. I don't remember where exactly in the palace and the compound that it is, but I know there's an image of bladelings somewhere in the building, and it may be of some relevance to you. I may be able to give you this information and help in exchange for your forthrightness and curious. And this little fairy creature is just so cute, aren't
Shut
you?
up. Shut up.
And this Dampier is so well dressed, and you, Blake Sunny, I
smell good.
You're quite a debutante, and Astrid, I could probably rip my neck off if I didn't have it attached by several cloaks of protection.
Don't forget Copernicus like we always do.
Copernicus, what?
Like,
Copernicus
plus one to the side.
takes off the ring of invisibility and winks. I haven't done that one in a minute.
Oh yeah.
And Jeremo says, Juan, yes, come inside. Yes, let's just continue make our way. I'll do what I can. Like I said, I don't quite remember where it was in the compound, but I have all of the keys for the secret passageways, and we'll be fine as long as you stick close to me. Okay, come on.
Wait, what? What the
walk
fuck is
and
this?
talk.
What are you talking about? People don't just walk down the hallway to where they need to go in this place? What's happening? Did you just not
Walk and
say we're
talk.
going on a dungeon crawl?
No, it's not a dungeon crawl. This is my compound.
Yeah, you
I
made it
live
sound
here.
like it. All right.
It's like a house crawl, dude.
No, we might see some things, but like I said, if you stay close to me and, keep your hands and feet inside the
I sit
ride
on
at
his
all
shoulder.
times.
I sit on his shoulder.
Wow. I can get used to this.
Don't push your luck, bud.
Sassy.
He likes him.
I don't know how to feel about that.
So, while you're coming up, Jeremo turns over to you, Ruzo, and says, I've had the pleasure of seeing your cousin Niles perform. Do you know his act is ironic or not?
Do I? I don't know if I've ever seen him perform.
You've seen him perform a couple of times. He did the strange violin thing. And he was also with the Dirtbag Citizens Brigade. He's part of the improv troupe.
Ruzo just takes nothing in about her cousin and is just going to say, yeah, well, I think it's very serious. I think he's very serious about his art.
That's actually the case.
Oh, okay.
Your answer is the truth, even though you're a bit skeptical about it. And Jeremo smiles and says, I like him all the more then.
I'll be sure to relay that to him next we meet.
And as you make your way to the entrance of this compound, you can see a very curious scene. A mural etched into the archway from the door itself, which is carved gold with various, it's almost like razor wire decorative inlays, patterns built into it. But the mural on the outside includes what looks like a dark queen of some sort whose form is being conjured and isn't all the way completed. But you get the outline, and it's a basic shape of a queen. She has a crown. It's a woman. And surrounding that figure is some kind of coalescence of darkness that also bears the shape of a feminine body. That body is reaching out or connected to what looks like an upside down human figure whose eye is being pulled from their head. And they have a large and almost abstracted or geometric body as it gets further away from the top. So the top half is in very, very vivid detail, and it becomes more abstract the further that you go down. And looking over and presiding over this scene and kind of swirling it amongst stars is a creature that you would recognize, or at least I think all of you were there when you were in the astral plane, the figure in the stars that you saw.
Oh, you re-described that? I do remember that.
I will just get the picture.
Does Pocket remember?
Was Pocket there?
Pocket wasn't there.
Don't think so.
This
No.
was, yeah.
Oh,
So it was before
man.
Pocket.
Unless it was Patar.
All right, well, Pocket wasn't there. Keaton was, though.
Oh, wait.
Was that
Keaton was
AO?
there.
Was that
AO? Yes.
I think you might have been there for when we took we reunited the Quicksilver with the shape. Because there was like the fairy god, and I think you spoke to them.
Yeah.
Oberon.
Yeah.
It was just around then.
So
wasn't it?
Yeah.
I Keaton
Yeah.
know that AO is such an ancient god and being that most people don't know who he is, let alone would be able to recognize any
Yeah,
iconography or
just
anything like that.
no, nothing.
So
like that.
so Pocket just sees this. He doesn't have any recognition. He perhaps remembering seeing that face and floating in the astral if he was there, but that's it, right?
Yes, that is probably the case,
Okay.
and is a familiar face to you in
Well, it's that
that
thing we all
context.
saw.
Copernicus says, "Oh, wow, that does look just like it."
It looks like a dead god, or it looks like that dead god we saw.
It was, well, the other part actually, the humanoid figure that's holding its hand out and its eyes being pulled, looks more like the dead god that you saw, or
Yeah,
the
that's the one.
feminine
Yeah, that
shape.
thing that voice in our head just said.
It's the feminine shape that looked like the dead god you saw, because it was little.
So yeah, because like the Quicksilver is the eye of Ptah, so like literally,
Yeah.
like this is
Yeah,
what it
yeah.
is.
And that's what brought the Ptah back to life because it was a different part of the astral plane that was projected through Earthamon's tower.
Yeah, Blake is
that's
keeping
what they both were.
dumb about this as well. She's not
Can I-
saying anything.
Mhm.
Well, can I ask the jester, like, do you know anything about this piece? It seems very abstract.
Jeremo says, well, I'm not really a scholar of matters and things of the city, and I find that being the jester of the lady at my need to poke fun and
Wait.
to keep my job.
You're the jester of
in
the
good-
lady?
I am the lady's jester, yes, and this is the court of pain.
I missed that part. There is a lot to unpack there and a whole ton of implications
Yeah.
about there being a jester. But I don't think we need to be.
Ba-da-ba.
Yeah. You
It
could
is
do.
worrying.
Do you worship her?
It's complicated. Everything that I do is a worship of her because
So,
I
yes.
exist for her amusement. But it's not a direct. I don't worship her like a god because that's not the role of a jester. I am designed to bring levity to the court and the context, which is a very serious place. And
I think we're all just curious how this arrangement came about.
I guess
Well,
that's one
it's-
question.
Seems like a swell gig.
I woke up in the hive one day and I had gone on a binge. I don't remember. I remember that the first thing that I had was Morglorp.
Yeah, of course.
And I drank, obviously, and I drank
Good
some
taste.
dragon's blood, and there were some Elysian mushrooms, and when I woke up, I was beset by a vision of a woman, and it was a woman I had seen previously, and she came out to me and she said, "Jeremo,
I'm gay.
your name is Jeremo now, and you will be my jester in my court. Take this key." And I took the key, and it brought me here. And I've been presiding over these hallowed halls ever since. But I don't ask too many questions.
You must be crazy because none of that can be true. Let's keep going.
I don't know.
Jeremo just shrugs.
Morglorp's a hell of a drug.
Morglorp's a fucking hell of a drug. But people seem to take this guy's clout seriously, so let's go.
You do understand that this person is taken rather seriously, and
Which
they
is ironic,
jauntily-
being a jester.
I know.
Right.
I know.
Today is rife with irony and contradiction.
Just speaks to how much clout the lady specifically has. You know.
I wouldn't call it clout. It is more of just a presence of existing.
Yeah. How absolutely terrifying she is.
Cool. So they lead you inside, and you, in the jester's court or the entryway that you've gone through. There's no grand foyer. There's no meeting space when you make it in. You just are in a hallway. It's long. It has red. Well, actually, we'll say that the details are of a like gray, on the shade of like a paler blue. There are details of stone razor wire along the walls and gold decorations, the crowning along the floors and ceilings. And there are long hallways, and there appear to just be multiple doors on either side of them, and the hallway goes on for almost as long as you can see. And Jeremo says, "Oh my goodness, where, which door? If I could just remember which door."
Is this a joke?
And
is this a
they
bit?
and they lead you forward, and they say, we're just going to go straight. We're going to make it to the dining hall, and surely one of the secret entranceways there, once I'm inside the dining hall, it'll jog my memory. And so they just take you forward through the hall. And they say, just remember, inside the ride at all times, stay very close. They're almost in a sprint taking you down this hallway, and it is long. And they shout out to Astrid. So, Astrid, any Colossus slaying lately? Have you been very, very up on the job? And she yells out, "I'm happy to show you later what it is that I can do." And Jeremo,
Damn, Astrid. No need to flirt with the guy. God.
and she winks at you. It's at this point that you make it to the end of the hallway. Jeremo opens the door, and you find yourself in a very large dining room. It's about 300 feet by 100 feet. And a lot of that is table, though there are various setting tables along the walls. And it appears as if there are several doors leading in and out. And tall mirrors that are set into frame along various parts of the walls, though slightly raised above where you would be sitting down in the room. And there are also various furled up tapestries that appear to be bunched up near the ceiling.
How grand. This is very
Jeremo.
impressive.
Jeremo says, "Yes, no one actually eats here, though. We just keep it for clueless and adventurers who think that they might be able to get one over."
Before we go in, I want to try and whisper close to Ruzo, Blake, and Copernicus.
Mm-hmm.
And even Blake's sister, if she likes.
Astrid, yes.
Which one of you wants this? And I've got this little glowing magical bead. I've condensed a spell down into this bead, and when you crack it, you can cast the spell, and it's a get out of here right now spell. It's a quick escape. I can handle most people, but if someone, I don't know, I've never used this ability and it's new and I just wanted to try it out. But I've condensed the spell Far Step into this bead, and whoever cracks this bead can instantly teleport 60 feet.
Russo, you should have it.
And on each of their turns for the next minute, they can use a bonus action to do it again. So
okay, didn't he say something about wards and teleportation?
Huh?
That's just to get out, I think, Copernicus says. Probably inside the castle, it's fine.
Yeah, it's more like for mobility. Like, every 6 seconds, you're 60 feet away in a different spot. It seems like
I don't think you could use a word of recall, but
if shit went south, it seems like it'd be a pretty cool way for Ruzo to gank people.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just imagining the jester creeping closer as we're all huddled together.
No, honestly,
he's looking at his nails.
I'm sure he's listening, and I'm fine with it. Honestly, because what? I'm just saying, if things go south, this is gonna help you and us out a lot. I think so.
Would love it if he was whispering too. Just he just comes in yes, it was really happy.
Yes, it seems like you'd be very prudent.
I'm curious about something because there's mirrors in this room. Does Russo
Mhm.
have a reflection?
Do Damfires have
Um,
reflections?
I don't know.
It's probably in the...
Campfires do have reflections.
Ooh,
Sorry, I just wanted that bit of lore.
Yeah.
look at you.
They can turn. Obviously, Dampfires can still turn.
Turn what?
Like full vampire.
Okay.
If they're, bit or otherwise.
Go through the ritual.
Magical means. Yeah.
So, are there seats? Is anyone else here?
Oh, and Jeremo says, "Yes. I'm just trying to remember if I can do my best to think of where in the castle. So I think I know where it is.
Can I do an insight check? He's a jester. Is he like doing a bit? Is he putting on a show for us right now?
Make it insight check. Ew, it's just so difficult.
Because I
His
mean,
entire life is a
they made
bit.
it sound very time sensitive, this meeting, and that everyone else was already there.
I got a
Yes,
I got a
got really
10.
important shit to
I'm not as
say.
insightful as Bast was. I only got a 10.
You don't
Yeah.
think that the jester is joking or at all?
Well, I'm still
there's because they
frustrated.
were really obvious about their jesting. They did a lot of like poses and voices that were slightly different.
And then I see him like break character, and he's like, "Which door was it, though?"
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's actually a moment of authenticity, which is basically unheard of from the jester. But they say, "Oh, well, I think that if we go this part of the, just follow me," and they take you
We
over
are.
to a wall, and they take their finger and they lick it, and they put a little archway with their finger and bash into the space, and the wall falls in, and there's a black portal. And they say, "Now we have to come this way. Don't be frightened. Don't be frightened."
I'm not frightened. Why would I be frightened?
And
Trust
they
you, dude.
jump into the wall space and
I
disappear.
fly in after him.
Mm-hmm. Copernicus and Astrid follow suit.
I will also
Blake
walk
and
through.
Russo stare.
Well,
Blake also jumps in.
I guess we're committed to this now, and I'll step through.
Yeah.
When you make it to the other side, you find yourself in a large stone labyrinthine maze. It's completely enclosed with stone. There's somehow a soft, light green, light blue ambient lighting, and you find yourself there with Jeremo, and they say, "Yes, yes, come this way. Don't be frightened. It's just a maze. Yes, we're still in the compound. Don't worry."
Just a maze, huh? Yeah. No one need to be scared.
Mm.
Fuck.
Am I the only one getting really sick of mazes?
It could be
And
worse.
They take you just straight forward to the path ahead. They carve an X into the stone, or scratch an X into the stone with a piece of chalk, and they say, "I solemnly swear that I'm up to no good," and jump in through the space where the chalk was written and disappear. They don't say anything. They go through, and Copernicus says, "Ah!" and
I don't
jumps in
want
after.
to contribute to this. Whatever. I do the same thing they did.
Yeah.
And when you make it to the
Yeah.
other end, you can see that there is just another chalk X on the opposite wall from where you were. That you don't see Jeremo.
I'm gonna run to that X and just run to the wall. I'll
And
stop a
you-
little bit before it, but then go forward.
You are pushed through the portal when you make it.
Wow,
within a
that was
step.
confident. Why did Russo just do that? What did Russo know that we don't know? What is up with that?
Yeah.
Oh well, I run it.
Copernicus,
I
like-
fly at the wall.
Yeah, Copernicus steps through, and so all of you, because of your speed, you push through like 4 portals at once, and you make it out, and you find yourself in a chamber. It looks like a study, and you can see that there is a smoking hearth, like faint ambers, and a a very nice reading seat in a library. All the books are covered in dust and cobwebs, but there's a table with wine, and that's where you can see Jeremo. He's pouring himself a tall glass of some vintage, and he sips it.
We were right behind you. I know you had to hustle to sit down on that chair and open that up before we got here.
Exquisite.
Looking casual.
Exquisite, huh?
Upon closer inspection, you can see it's a screw cap.
Is anyone else
It's
here?
Ribena.
Yeah. is anyone else here?
No, it's just Jeremo.
Are we the first?
Huh?
Are we the first to arrive?
And he says, "Oh, we haven't. I said I was going to show you this thing with the bladelings. Come this way."
Oh, okay.
And he takes you and opens up the only doorway out, and you find yourself in a sort of a large stone amphitheater. And in the ceiling of the amphitheater, there's another mural, and you can see another depiction of this queen, this woman. If there appear to be details of razorvine, almost like a crown of razorvine around her head. She's got a long flowing dress with different dark details, knives and sides and razor wire. And sprawling out from her dress are various sorts of creatures that you may think of being associated with the city, including what look like outlines of Dabus, but also like an army of bladelings. That's kind of their crude. So on one side of the stage, it's sort of the Davis side, and on the other side, it's sort of the Bladeling side. And Jeremy says, "Yes, this is the thing that I was referring to. It doesn't really mean very much to me, though it's very imposing, beautiful art." You can see that Copernicus looked wide-eyed, and he's jotting down.
Will you describe it a
Not-
little bit again
yeah.
for me?
Yeah. So at the center of this is it's like a lady.
The lady. We can all
the
recognize the lady.
Yes. Let's see if I can find a good picture. And coming from her, that's a good picture, actually. From her protruding body are two, they look like races of people. One of those races is the Davis, and one of them is the Bladelings. And it looks like the Bladelings their features more closely resemble the ladies, whereas the Davis are formed from some kind of ethereal magic. That you can there's a magical thing, a magical like a magical effect that is represented visually. An explosion or a
Is there anything notable about the mural or the rest of the room? Can I check?
Make an intelligence check. Collision, like
Yeah, I'm looking at all this and I'm taking it all in.
history.
I'm
History
Oh,
or Arcana.
yeah. Can I also
8.
make a related check like that to ingest all of this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. My Arcana is +9. My history is +5. I'll go with that. 23 for Arcana.
Mm-hmm. So you don't glean very much of relevance about the Davis. It seems like there's some kind of magical effect.
But I can at least infer things between what's set out in front of me, like right now.
The iconography seems to suggest that this figure had some part to play with, if it's not the creation of these creatures, their diffusion, them becoming populated, or maybe their source of power. And it is clear that the visual imagery of the Bladelings is corresponding, like it corresponds with the visual iconography of the lady herself. It's almost
This
like they are physical avatars.
okay. This might be a leap of logic. After you saying that, it doesn't feel so much like one. Does it seem like this mural is showing the lady schisming off aspects of herself, physical and spiritual, and then forming bladelings and dabis from that? Is that too far
That
off?
is an interpretation that you
Yeah.
could take,
Yeah.
but it's an abstract.
Yeah.
It's not clear given the nature of the art. Like your art history knowledge would probably just be such that you would know that this is a common depiction of deity, and it's a lingua franca as far as understanding the idea of dissemination or of people's sort of gaining power or gaining population
But
density.
the iconography of the bladelings, that's not common. That's not something people
No, it's
usually
not.
exactly.
No. And
Yeah.
that's like a very intuitive interpretation to make
Because
the spiritual and the physical in this
they
capacity.
look
Absolutely.
similar physically, whereas the Dabis are more just like they have powers that no one else but the lady has in Sigil and shit like that. This is really
Yeah,
interesting
and
stuff, and I will just kind of be conjecturing this out loud to everybody.
you also notice one more thing, Pocket. The helm that Jeremo has slung over his shoulders is a helm of the Dabis. It's usually a helm that only sort of high level Davis.
I was gonna say a lot of Dabis
officiaries.
just have like straight up white shocks of hair, but yeah, there are those ones with the hats, aren't there? What's up with that? Why you got the Dabis hat? You're not a Dabis. I don't see your feet off the ground. I don't see
And
signs in front of your
Jeremo
face.
says, It's just that I love talking, and it made me sick that I wasn't able to communicate with the most interesting creatures in our city of Sigil. And
Wait,
so
is he a
I pulled some
Dabis?
strings.
Is he
No.
a Dabis?
No.
Okay.
He's human.
Sorry.
Yeah, human male. No, it's okay. I was yes, I was able to pull some strings, and it allows me to communicate with the dabi. Fun fact, that is the plural.
Very interesting.
What did you glean from these conversations with the Dabai?
I think that I liked it more when I just was trying to decipher the symbols and figures. They're a very meticulous bunch. Mostly they're just task and goal oriented. They see everything through metrics and time. Physical collisions and the details. Even if you were to translate much of their language, some of it is mathematical equations detailing particle collisions, and
This is
they
all great.
write descriptions and genealogies.
Cool. What do
This
you
is
think happened to the bladelings when they turned to stone? Like, why? Just your take on things, Jester.
That's an interesting question. Let me have a think.
Have you explained all of that situation to Pocket as much as possible?
I think it would be like, yeah, you would have picked it up from like just talking to Jester, and plus, she probably
Well, what
told
it's,
you at some
if I
point.
may, what it sounds like is they were caught worshiping the lady and were punished
Oh.
for it.
It
If
is
I'm not
one
mistaken.
of the punishments.
God,
One of the punishments.
it's one of the lighter ones.
Which means
Amazing
she
to
looks
me.
upon them favorably despite their worshipping.
Copernicus says, and you know that there are rumors of people who sort of sound like the Bladelings being somewhere in the hive. We've talked about that. We just never. I mean, Blake Sunny can't go to the hive, so I'm not
Go to
sure.
the
There's nothing really stopping her.
Yeah,
Apart from
they're
like,
mad about that.
yeah.
And
I mean,
Jeremy
we've already
says,
had a
"Hey,
court case.
You probably should avoid the hive until you can get things settled in some kind of television. Like the thing about people in the hive love television. So if your beef began with television or the moving pictures, then it may be that is the way that you have to dig yourself out.
Real quick,
Broadcast message.
Derek, sorry, I just want to remind you. I
Yes.
forgot that daylight savings happened, so it's an hour later for us here. So I've got maybe
Oh.
a little less than an hour for the rest of this session, just so you know.
Okay, it should be fine.
Just making you know.
It was also daylight savings here, I think.
Oh, did it happen
Sorry.
for y'all? Did y'all have an
Sorry?
hour skip
Has
yet?
it
Because if
already
not-
happened?
I think so.
If not, I've already. Okay, I really hope so.
Yeah, I have a clock I need to change, so that's good to know.
27th of March. Oh no.
No, it
Oh, I'm
hasn't
gonna
happened for
lose
y'all
an
yet.
hour, and I have to wake up so much earlier.
Sorry for dropping that right there. I just needed to make sure we knew.
That's fine.
It's okay. And Jeremo says, well, if that's the case, without further ado, shall we head to the gambling hall and see
This has been you've shown us a lot of really interesting stuff, Jeremo. Are we welcome to just come back like after this meeting is said and done, just to like hang and check the place out again, and if we ever have time? It's a pretty cool.
You can
place.
see when you say that he looks at you.
I
with
wink
a note
at
of
him.
confusion.
I wink at him at the end
And
of it.
A big tear, or tears start welling up in his eyes, and he says, "You would want to come and visit me?"
There's a lot of interesting stuff here, and you know a lot of stuff about it.
Bud, I have a bar. Like, come hang out, dude.
Are you allowed to
It would have
leave?
to be
Welcome.
disguise.
You could come
Yeah.
as one of
Already
your.
know one of your disguises.
You could come as one of your
Maitre
reviewers.
J. Yeah.
Yeah. Just don't start any turf wars on the doorstep this time.
He
Or do.
says, well, it can be very dangerous for me to hold company that the court isn't aware of, and that isn't.
Wait, there are others here?
There's a whole court, yes.
Hmm.
I'm just the jester.
Okay, but
Wait,
when you say the court, do you mean
Holy
actual people?
There's a whole court to the lady?
Are they all jesters? Because it's the jester's court.
No. No. They're not all
This is the
jesters.
first
It's
I've
my
ever heard
court.
of there being physical proxies to the lady in any form.
And
I've lived here my whole life.
Jeremo says that he is the keeper of the court. The court functions under his discretion, and he's doing this under the discretion of the lady. He gets a little bit flustered.
Pocket pulls a bottle out from his magic pockets. Oh, this is a lot.
Okay, but when you say the court, that doesn't mean that there's like many other people. You just mean like the court as an entity. You're talking about it like metaphorically.
And Jeremo says, guys, we were getting along so well.
No, we're still getting along. We just want to know the specifics of this place. So it is very interesting that there is this.
And we want you to come join us. We want you to hang out.
I'm not associated with
Okay,
the guy
no,
asking the question.
really, guys.
There's
I'm
a clear
not,
conflict.
I am
that's
not
come over
bullshitting with you,
him.
Jester. I'm just curious as to how the logistics of this works. I've never heard of this court, and I just want to know how it works.
The Court of Pain is what it's called. It is made up of people, mostly children of nobles, and courtiers, people of interest, people of class and substance, and they are my people in the oddest corners of the multiverse, and with skill sets which are useful for my purposes, etc., etc. Yes, there is a court, and it functions at my discretion, though I don't like to be so flamboyant about it.
You don't like
It's not really my style.
You're funny. Let's go.
Yeah.
And they lead you into a very large gambling room, and you can see among
Come here.
the usual suspects, or some of the people that you might have met previously on your adventures, are various courtiers, people who just appear to be associated with the palace itself, the Palace of the Jester, or the Court of Pain, as it is also known, the Grey Court. And you were sort of shown to an entrance where your presence will be announced, and there is sort of like a tall, stout. There's a Barriar. You can see that they have fancy pants noble person's outfit with black and white details and beautiful stone or sewn silk. They're almost like pantaloons, but they're for horses or goat people, what have you. And they say, "What? How shall I announce the group of you?" And Jeremo looks over.
Oh, jeez. It's that point in the campaign where we have to pick a team name.
Oh God.
I think he just means something general, like the Sonnies or the
and-
Blagoviches. I don't
Oh.
know.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think we should be
Yeah.
announced as independent because we're not really representative of the Sonnies or the Blagoviches. We got other
You-
people for that.
You
Like
can
Astrid.
announce us individually by name.
Yeah, that works best.
That works best. I like the
Yes.
team name though. We need to think about that.
We'll put that on the back burner.
the Barriar says, "And what is your name, little fairy man?"
It's Pocket.
Pocket what?
Fuck you. Pocket what, me? You son of a bitch. You know how fucking rude that is?
What did he do to deserve that? That's my friend, dude.
Oh, sorry. I'm not part of a house that has a lineage of names. What the fuck of it? I got one name. Is that a problem?
Fuck it.
You've really opened a can of worms here.
The Barriar seems a bit perturbed. They've clearly never been given this answer before. And they say, "I will do the best that I can." And you
You
are, and
say
Copernicus
Pocket.
says, Copernicus Akarath is my legal name. Astrid Sunny.
Blake Sonny, how are you doing?
And
I
the
haven't
Barriar says,
earned
"Okay."
my V wizard suffix yet. You know what I mean? I haven't gotten there yet. You know, like Glubalt the Pink or Jimivolus the Chair. You know, fucking one of those things. I haven't gotten it yet,
Wizard.
okay?
Yes.
Jamivolus the
Just let me do
chair?
my job.
I'm a
Please
11th
announce me
level
as
wizard
Rutena
and I don't have my...
Blagovich.
You can't just give yourself a suffix. It's whatever.
Can I give you a suffix?
It better be fucking good, I swear to fucking God.
Pocket the Cool.
And joining us for the evening occasion, we have, of course, our host and the host of the Court of Pain, Jeremo the Natterer. And you can hear hushed whispers and some light applause from the courtiers and various persons. And we have next Blake Sonny of the Sonny family. They're sort of more riled up whisperings. Following is Astrid Sunny.
Ooh.
Astrid Sunny looks more dignified and
Oh.
yeah, gets some interesting airs for sure.
Rebel.
Rebel.
Finally, we have Ruzo Sorrowbrook. Ruzo walks down. You can see that the vampires, they seem not to. The only one you actually notice as you're walking down the steps, Katera Marcuse, who gives you a real sincere applause. You may remember Katera as the woman that the party saved from a burning building. It might have been before you were. Yeah. And we have one Copernicus Akarath. Copernicus sort of humbly comes in. He's wearing his priest's vestments, and he has a robe of the Magi, I believe, one of Theodis's old robes. He attempts to hide his wand as he shuffles his way down the steps.
I'm a player character. I'm the one who should be wearing the magic items of previous player characters. Damn it.
And the Barriar says, and finally we have one Pocket. Fuck you. And that's a gas.
I'll take it. I'll take it. I prefer that to the cool. I was actually hoping you would say that. We're good.
And the Barriar just disappears behind a curtain.
I'm just here to watch, folks. Y'all have fun. Don't mind me. I'm going to be taking courtroom sketches.
Various gambling games. Jeremo is kind of instantly pulled away from you by his courtiers. And he like points out to you and he says, "My courtiers." Before he's pulled away.
I forgot we were going to get into a fight regardless. We all like decided that was the route we were going to go, right?
You're saying this in the kind of areas people are standing by and trying to sum you up.
I mean, I was looking to do some bit of gambling.
We were told that you come and you either gamble or you fight to earn favor before the curtain.
In the Coliseum, though, like not. And I think that there's like a fighting room. Like
no shit! You think I'm just gonna throw a fireball in the middle of this fucking room? Do you think I'm stupid?
Oh,
just throw a punch.
I just remembered that we planned on getting in a fight at the appropriate place. I suppose I need to clarify, but nonetheless,
I think I'm just gonna play a cheat table.
Yeah,
try my luck.
We were told that was seen as kind of the bitch's way to do it, but whatever.
That's kind of my life, and that's what I'm feeling. So,
all right.
Damn! Ever since you got a last name, you become really regressive.
Yeah. I miss Parker.
Who are you talking to? You're talking to him?
You. No, I'm talking to you.
You must be talking to him.
If everyone could roll a d20, just a flat d20.
Four.
Wonderful. So what happens is Jeremo the Natterer kind of throws some courtiers from his midst and says, "Yes, all of you, I must introduce you to my dear friend and companion, Blake
12.
Sunny," and pulls Blake Sunny by the collar. And you're sort of swept away from the group, and Astrid keeps a close eye on you and sort of follows you in tow. Ruzo, you turn around and there's Katera Marcuse, and she says, "Hey, may I have a word with you?"
Yeah. Yes, I think I've only met Katera once. Mm-hmm. I wasn't there when we saved from the burning building.
No, but you did meet her.
Here we go.
And she had protective orders when you were meeting with Crone Noxal.
Here we go. Everybody's got important people to talk to with Pocket now. Here we fucking go. It's going to happen all over.
Pocket, you turn around and you can see that all of a sudden you're standing next to Niles Blagula, and there's some other vampire dude that you've never seen. He's got bifocal glasses and a kind of tight-fitting suit with a double-breasted jacket and a strange tie.
Mr. Blagovich, nice, pleasure to see you.
Niles says, yeah, well, I typically go by, Blagula, but it's just a stage name.
I'm sorry,
How do you do? This is Darren the Baron.
Oh my gosh, Mr. Baron, it's a pleasure to meet you. Give me that glam hand.
Darren gives you a fishy handshake.
Oh. I pull out my notebook, start writing. Fishy handshake.
Niles says it's just such a nice thing to be able to attend a little shindig like this.
I'm just happy to be here. And I pull out another flask of some clear liquid.
Us two, we only got the invitation. Well, I heard Russo say that she was coming for a family reunion, and I thought, that's weird. Russo doesn't like family things.
I don't think family reunion is the word that we were using to describe what we were coming to.
And that's what she told me, though, and so I just had to know. I feel like it would be the perfect fodder for my art.
Fodder, you say? I'm looking for fodder for my art as well while I'm here. In fact, we'll talk about it later. Let's just say I'm very intrigued in your family in the most flattering to you of ways.
My family? You have interest in my family?
Both yours and the Sunnies. And the kinetic relationship between the two.
Oh, that is funny because, I mean, it's if you thought of it, if you could just take the tension and the sort of will they, won't they, and it's a forbidden kind of romance. It reminded me of someone that I know.
But see, that would be too obvious, wouldn't it? What if? And then, I'm just gonna get into it with the Baron. And is the Baron participating in this conversation?
The Baron doesn't. He's listening. And you can see him like nodding along.
I'm sorry. We could go on forever. Baron, how well do you know the Blagoviches and the Sunnies? What